quiet since I last did this, and it's about time I get back on the horse again and start recording my knitcasts again. Those of you who have seen my previous episodes know that March was not a good month for me. I had something absolutely horrible happening in the beginning of the month, and it's a very personal thing and I will not be discussing it, but there's a lot of people that seem to think that what happened was a relationship, a breakup of some kind, and that's why I was so devastated. It is not. It has to do with one of my children, and which is way worse to me than a breakup or divorce or anything like that. So it's a very personal thing. I have been devastated. I still am, but I'm managing. I'm coping. So and I will not be discussing that any further on this channel. I just wanted you to know that I've needed to take some time off, and that was the reason why. It was something that hit me really hard, and I have needed to have some time away. So that's that. It's been a month now. I am trying to get back to things, to get everything going again, getting back to everyday life as best I can. And yeah, so it's time for another knitcast. First of all, I always forget to tell you what I'm wearing and my yarns and everything, so I will attempt to remember today. I am currently wearing a shawl that I made in entrelac. Nothing, not a specific pattern, it's just plain entrelac, and I used Drops Delight for this one. I made one in like the autumn colors, and I know it's technically spring where I'm living right now, but or early spring, but it feels more like autumn today. It's cold and it's windy and it's, yeah. So I guess this is kind of appropriate. And I have also made, this is actually the second one I made. The first one I made was this one, and my friend Magnus tipped me about this shawl. He had seen some pictures of it somewhere online, and he sent the pictures to me, and I just I have to make that. And I don't know who that person was who made the original. I just have the pictures, but I managed to figure out that it was made in the Drops Delight yarns. So I bought some, and she had made this in the black and grey colorways. It is, and it's the yarn is like ombre colored in this way. So I first got some skeins to make the same type of shawl that she did, or he. It could have been a he too, for all I know. And I liked it so much I decided to make one in the autumn colors as well. And I haven't really worn this one as much for some reason. I think I don't know what happened. I made it, and I have been having it on a hanger, just looking gorgeous, and yeah. So, but today I'm finally wearing it. So very easy pattern, and a simple entrelac. You just look it up on YouTube or Google it and how to do entrelac and cast on, and you just go for make it as big as you want it. I'm not sure, I can't really remember how many, I don't know how many stitches I had for each square, but I think like, I don't know, 14 or 16 or whatever. And then you just cast on for as wide as you want it at the top, and then for each section of squares there will be one less until your in the end only has the one, you only have the one square left to knit. So it's a fun knit. It's I would love to do more entrelac shawls, and I am sure I will in the future. And it worked very well for this type of yarn that has all the colors in one skein. So a lot of fun doing that. So I've been away from my channel for, I don't know, 3 weeks now, I think. 4 maybe even, before I upload this video. So, and I feel like I've been knitting constantly for these weeks. And I'm seriously, I don't remember what I showed you on the last podcast or knitcast, but I do believe, yes, I showed you my weekender, and I've been living in that thing for 3 weeks straight. Today's the first day I'm not wearing it since I finished it Sunday, like 3.5 weeks ago. And it's it needs a good washing now, for sure. And I don't know, I guess maybe I kind of had a slight depression maybe, but I've been sitting on the couch knitting. And the odd thing is that when I look around at what I've been doing, it doesn't feel like 3 weeks of knitting. So, very peculiar. But whatever, I will show you what I have been working on these weeks. There is a lot of stuff that you have seen several times already, and a couple of new items as well, and also a prize I won that was absolutely amazing. First off, let's start with the diamond socks. Now, you have seen these many times. This is the finished pair. That is going to be a gift from my friend. And I am working on a second pair that I want for myself. I really need to get some sock blockers. This pattern is not very cooperative when you're going to show it off without a sock blocker. One is done, and the other one is coming along. I have just started the heel on this one, so I expect this will be done, well, by the next knitcast anyway. I will have those finished, and they are living in my upcycled jeans bag. As you can see, I have now got another Grocery Girls kind of pin, which I will talk more about a bit later, why I have that. Okay, let me just tuck this away. So I've been working a bit on that one, not too much, but you know, it's coming along. And then there was the tropical socks. These have been up many times. This is the first pair I made that I realized that I had to make more space for the instep, because they became very tight with all the loops of yarn on the inside. So I had to make another size for those to get a better fit. And I have been very open and frank about this. This is not a pattern that is a fun knit. It is more of a, let's call it a labor of love maybe. It does take quite a lot of time, and there are some parts of this sock where you have 4 yarns, working yarns at the same time for a few rows, so it does take some time. The result, however, is fabulous, if I may say so myself. And oh, I did it again. I keep forgetting to tell you what yarns I'm working with. The diamond socks I am making in my own merino cashmere nylon yarns. It's 80-10-10, and the same thing goes for this yarn. These are also, no wait, the pink one is actually a yarn from, oh shoot, no, I don't remember the name. Fabulous Dyers. I will leave the link below for those, for them. But I have been working on this one, and yay, yesterday I actually finally finished the leg of the other one, of the second sock. So I just need to put in a heel and a foot and type up the pattern, well, block them of course, make sure they have the fit that I wanted them to have, and then I can type up the pattern and finally have these have the pattern released. So very happy about that. It's been a long way coming. I made those, the first pair I made in July last year, and they were part of the Grocery Girls 12-month knit along, sock along. Actually, I can't remember what they call it, something like that. They were a bit snug, so I wanted to add another size for those of us who are not quite as petite over the instep and need a bit more room to make them fit. So I'm very happy about those. I just, for both the diamond socks and the tropical socks, I now only need to add the heels and the foot, and I will be ready to type up that pattern and have it printed finally. Next up is something I don't believe I've shown you before, or maybe just briefly. It is if you remember the movie Black Panther, and Nakia, the sister of she was kind of the fiance to the Black Panther, or had been, I don't remember. Anyway, she had this absolutely gorgeous wrap that everybody was just oohing and eyeing about, including me. And I of course went to Ravelry to see if I could find a pattern for it, and you know, how they'd made it and what kind of types of yarn they had been using for it. And there was not as much a pattern as an explanation for how the designer had made this particular wrap. And I looked at it, and I remember thinking, was when the movie had just came out, like, when was that? Last year? Year before? Last year? Whatever. I had a look at it, and I just remember thinking that, oh, I would like to design a wrap of my own and use it as a way to try different types of stitches and, you know, just make my own kind of thing. So let's see, let me show you the right way. I started this precious thing. It is quite big, and as you can see, there are a lot of different types of stitches. I'm very happy about the leaves. Maybe I should show you this way. You can see there's like a leafy pattern. We got some brioche, and I'm not sure, I don't remember what this stitch is called, but these are some zigzags, which I think are probably difficult for the camera to catch. But I'm working on different types of stitches. Now I actually blocked this, and in doing so I did something I have never ever done before. I blocked this project while it was still on the needles and far from being finished. But I just wanted to see what happens when the yarn bloomed after blocking and how big it would actually be. And it is, as you can see, it's quite big. But it is also a very soft, this is lace yarn, so you know you can chunk it up without any problem. And yeah, so I'm kind of just making I'm not making up stitches, but I'm just kind of adding a section of a different of one type of stitches, and when I think I'm done with that, I'll just go find another one. And I'm pretty much using this book as inspiration to find what type of stitch I want to use next for my wrap. And I have, as you can see, I have several different colors in here, and I've dyed all these colors myself. I have some brown and the blue that I am working on now. I also have, let's see, I have got this like peachy color, which is the zigzags, and there is another brown, which is the one I used in the very beginning. There you go, which is pretty much the same as this one that I'm working with now. So I made two of those. And there is the light green that I used for the leaves. Oh, see, for the leaves, and also one of the colors in the brioche was this green one. And I have a yellow one, which is yarn barfing on me. I haven't used that one yet, and I had one more skein that I hadn't dyed yet, and I hadn't quite decided what color I wanted it to be. So I had, these were the ones I had already finished. And I had one more skein, and I decided to go bold and yeah, dye up some pink for it. So this is a very unplanned project. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along and just adding in new types of stitches, adding in new colors, and oh, there's someone at the door. I'll be right back. Well, that was interesting. Random guy stopped at my house and wanted to paint it. And no, I'll paint my house myself. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, we were talking about the wrap that I'm working on. I don't have a deadline for this. It's just I don't know, a fun kind of project that I wanted to make and see what I could come up with. And it is yeah, I'm actually quite happy with it. It's very soft, and it is, let's see if I can find the, it is, let's see, I'm sorry, I need my glasses. I don't know why I attempt to read stuff without my glasses on. It is 70% baby alpaca, 20% mulberry silk, and 10% cashmere. So, needless to say, this is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm thinking I'll be wearing this with, I don't know, maybe like a black dress or something, and I can have this. So, yeah. It's a fun knit. It's been in a project bag for the longest time now, but I'm getting back to it. I've picked it out from the bag and put in a few rows here and there, and yeah. Not sure when I will have that finished. Maybe this year, maybe next year. We'll see. But I'm having a lot of fun using the book, trying to find all these different types of stitches and patterns and trying them out and see what I can make of it. This next project is something I have been wanting to do for the longest time, and I've shown you the yarn several times as well. It is the Unapologetic colorway on merino fingering weight. And I've been wanting to design a sweater in fingering weight merino in this particular color, because this is my absolute favorite. Those of you who have been around for a little while know that I am absolutely a friend of color. There's not a lot of gray here apart from this one. And I have finally gotten around to start that sweater. And I guess a lot of knitting time has been going into this project. And as you can see, I've got needles in both ends, both at the top and the bottom, and I'm actually knitting here because this is a this is a top-down sweater. And what I'm doing here, I'm imagining a kind of a boho pixie kind of style thing. So it is, oh, I'm poking myself. It will be fairly tight. Now I'm not a 20-year-old anymore, so I hope I will be able to pull that off. Fingers crossed. And I'm putting quite a lot of effort into the fitting of this garment, because I've come to realize that I tend to make my garments like big and flow, and I do like that. I like that a lot. But a lot of the times I'm doing it because I imagine myself to be this big, I think. Because I always end up with garments that are huge. And, you know, I do carry some extra weight. I'm not petite in any way. Well, I'm short, but wide. And for some reason I seem to be thinking that I'm enormous, and I tend to knit my garments accordingly. So this is sort of a practice for me as well, to make the actual size that I do have and to not always go for the big and flowy stuff, but go for something that is form-fitted for me. So in this project I have actually made, I don't know if you probably won't be able to see it on camera, but I have made bust darts, and I am making back darts as well on this. And I'm knitting it top down. Did I say that? Top down. And so I'm making, I've done the bust darts, I have done the back darts as well. And my thought now is that I'm going to go out like this and have like a bit of a flare at the bottom. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but I don't like short, I don't like cropped sweaters and tops. It's not my kind of thing. Never has been, and even less now that I am my age. And so I do want to have them a bit longer and a bit, actually quite a lot flared for this one. So I will be taking it out at the bottom, and I'm thinking of making a high-low hem as well for it. So that's coming up next. And then I am going to make the sleeves, and I have made, I was inspired by Tin Can Knit's, what's the pattern? The Flax Light sweater. So I have been doing the same type of, you know, top-down sweater with a pattern that goes down the sleeve. And this is, I don't know if you can see that, it is like a leafy pattern that will go all the way down the sleeve and end in a bit of a trumpet kind of sleeve, I'm thinking. And to top it off, I am thinking about doing a hood for it, which is why I have this on needles as well. Not sure how I'm going to solve that. I'm kind of making things up as I go along with this project as well. But I'm very happy to have started this. I'm very happy with how it looks, even though I do have the hardest time capturing this yarn on camera and get an accurate depiction of the actual colors in it. But I don't know, yeah, it's not too far off from my screen as far as I can see. Yeah, very happy to be have started this one, and I'm amazed at how far this yarn is going, because you can see I've done quite a lot. I am, you know, a bit below the bust now, and I'm alternating skeins as it is hand dyed, and I still have quite a lot of yarn left in the first two. I've only wound up, caked up to 2 skeins this far. And I think I have like 8. So I will have plenty of yarns to make this project, with a kind of a pixie hoodie as well if I want, like a really long one. So yeah. This one will probably be, this one should be done before summer, I think so, because I'm really loving it. I'm really looking forward to having it done as well. So that's, I'm really happy about this project. I say that about all my projects, I know, but I am. And this one in particular, because I've been wanting to do this one since last summer, I think. So, coming along nicely, that one. I'll put that aside. Let's see, what is next? Oh, I know, I'll be right back. So this last thing that I'm going to show you today is something that I tend to put off all the time, and I have been for years, but I've been wanting to do it for years as well. And as you can see behind me here, I do have some special guests today. And these are bunnies. And here's the thing. When I was a little girl, I didn't really play with the dolls as much as, or maybe not as much as one would expect a little girl to do. I tended to build dioramas instead with my Barbie dolls and teddy bears and whatever I had. And I would use I would depict scenes from different fairy tales, and I know I did Cinderella, etc. And I didn't actually act out what was happening, or play the whole Cinderella story. I would instead build like this, like a house, or I would use a table and I would build kind of the entire house, or at least one of the rooms, and I would dress up the dolls accordingly to whatever was happening, and she would have the broom and she would sweep the floor, and I would make the little mice, and all of that. And I had so much fun making this scene, making this diorama, and I've always wanted to do that again. I don't know, it amuses me to do so. And I've also always enjoyed making stuffed animals and figures and all that. And it's something I don't know, I've been putting it off for the longest time. I've done a little here and there. I have done one of the Arne and Carlos dolls, and I have that book, and I thought that was a lot of fun. I actually have yarns too, because I wanted to make all the members of my family, and I've only made the one with my youngest son, and I have the yarns to make more dolls, but I haven't done it yet. Again, I keep putting it off. But a few days ago I just decided that I'm gonna do it. I've had a horrible month, something absolutely dreadful happened to me, and I've kind of needed to take a step back and just be in a bubble and do things that I enjoy. And I guess you try to find your happy place when you, or at least that's what I do when something awful happens. So I did that, and I decided I would cast on for a bunny. It felt appropriate leading up to Easter and all now. So the first one I made was this little bundle of joy, and there's quite a lot of work that has gone into these. I'm not sure I will be able to show you everything on camera here. I will insert a few pictures at the end where you can see the details a bit better. But they have a steel frame. I can show you. I actually have a third rabbit or bunny happening, and as you can see, this one has not yet gotten its arms. I do use a thicker steel wire for the arms and for the legs, and there's one in the body as well that runs up through the head, so that I can actually make them bend their heads and so on, and they can bend their knees and whatever. So there's been a lot of work going into these, and they have the whiskers and how to make sure that they didn't come out, and the eyes, and they actually have eyelashes as well, which you probably can't see. Maybe, well, I will show some pictures in the end, and you will be able to see that. And this is a pattern that I will be releasing as well shortly. I have, like I said, I have 3 bunnies now, and the last one only needs the arms, and I've been taking some pictures along the way to show how I've been doing this and all the different steps of making the bunny, and making sure she has arms that moves, but where you can't pull the wire out and you can pull the whiskers out and so on. And the fun thing is that I realized, being the kind of person who wants to or enjoys building dioramas and kind of set a stage, I realized by pure accident that this little couch here was actually perfect for the bunnies, which was not planned at all. And this is actually a jewelry box. And I've had that with me to different fairs and stuff to show off some of the products that I've been carrying as well. So it's a nice bonus. Next up, as soon as I have finished the last bunny, there will be clothing, and I have a sweater pattern done already. I will be making then some pants and skirts and dresses, and all of these are girls. I'm thinking. Well, they don't have to be. But I have named mine after my 3 kids. Or actually they have the first letter of their name is the same as my kids, and then they have the name itself, it reminds me of the kids' real names. So this is Ray Ray, and this is Maddie, and this is Bunny. So they will get some outfits, and I will be doing some fun photo shoots with my cute little bunnies. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun making these, and there will for sure be more types of stuffed animals, and I do have quite a few ideas, and some fairy tale fictional figures as well. But if you like making stuffed animals, there will be a pattern out for these soon. And also, if you don't want to have the steel frame, you can absolutely omit it and just have like a regular stuffed toy. I would however not recommend this particular toy for smaller kids because the eyes are only glued on. So there is, you know, if a small child were to bite over the eye, they might actually rip that out and get that in their throats. But you could always just stitch the eyes instead. So you can modify it so that it is works for even a smaller child as a toy, or you can just make them to just for fun. I don't know, have for maybe for a decoration for Easter or something like that. So that's is something that I have been spending a few days on making, and I also realized I have a few other props that also are perfect fit for these bunnies. So there will be a few diorama exhibition kind of things, I think, coming up. Yeah, having a lot of fun with these. And that pattern is almost done now, so it should be released, I don't know, maybe for Easter. That would be good. I should have it done within the next week or so. Yeah, having a lot of fun with that. And that's it for knitting content this week. I have, yeah, that is what I have been knitting on. I do, however, have one more thing to show you, which is so much fun, and I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, like I said, I have had an absolutely dreadful month. March was nothing to write home about in any way, and yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. So when I got the message a few weeks ago that I was one of the winners for the 2018 sock along for the grocery girls, that was just the kind of news that I needed during a horrible month. And I do watch the grocery girls not every week, but every time they post a new podcast. And like so many others, I do love their shows. And I do also know that when they have their giveaways and stuff, I know that it's a really good one. It's always a really good one. So I got a message a few weeks ago that I was one of the winners for the whole year. I think they drew winners every month, and then they drew winners for the whole year. And I was one of the winners that won for the whole year. For my socks, and I will put in the pictures of all the socks that I made. I think the majority of them I designed myself, and I did throw in a few vanilla socks as well, and I used a lot of yarns that I had dyed myself. So it was kind of I wanted to add a bit to the challenge that they had. They had different themes every month, and so I had to take that into account, and I tried to use yarns that I had dyed myself, and I tried to make my own designs. Some months I didn't quite have the time to do what I wanted to. Like the tropical socks was a month where I could actually put some more effort into it, but there was also months where I just made more like a vanilla sock straight up. Anyway, I'm going to add in the pictures for each month at the end of this podcast so you can see what the socks I made were. But you guys, the price I had, like I said, I know they do amazing prices for all of their giveaways, but this is stunning. This is stunning. I've been hovering the mailbox ever since I found out I was one of the winners, and yesterday the package arrived. And it contained, now brace yourself because this is amazing. I got 3 skeins of fingering weight merino from Fiber for the People, which I watch her podcast as well, as often as I can. I think it is Wool Hands Needles. And it took me a second to realize that, oh, I know who this diary is. But look at that. Look at that pile of gorgeousness. I am so making a shawl. I'm designing a shawl with these colors. Because, oh my god, you guys. I cannot believe these. I cannot believe these colors. And they are so incredibly beautifully matched to each other as well. It's amazing. I tell you, I need to up my yarn dyeing game for sure, because this is so beautiful. And I'm just blown away. But this is not all I got. I also won this. And this is a special edition project bag from Paradise Island. And it is, oh my god, you guys. I want to wear this. Yeah, well, I want to wear this. I want to live in this. I wish I could have this as a purse. This is so beautiful. And it is so sturdy, and I mean, look at that. This is true craftsmanship. This is amazing. And there's a pocket on the front as well. And you guys, I'm telling you, this is the most gorgeous, beautiful, handmade project bag I have ever owned. Possibly the most beautiful one I ever will own as well. This is, oh. And I don't know if they collaborated with each other doing this, or if it's just plain fluke, but I mean, look at this. That is a perfect match. Huh? It's crazy. So yes, I will be designing a shawl with these yarns, and it will be living in this project bag. And I love them. I love them. It is just so beautiful. I was blown away. And I also got stitch markers and a cute progress keeper with a tassel. And I also did get the Grocery Girls pin as well added in. I mean, seriously, this is just wow. This is so much wow. I don't have words. I'm out of words. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning, and I feel I have no words. I have no words. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, and it made such a huge difference in a very rough month, just knowing that I had one, and then receiving this incredible gift was way beyond anything I could ever have expected. I will of course link below to both Fiber for the People and for Paradise Island, so that you can go check out their stuff too. And you should, guys, you should, because this is, oh my god. I seriously need to up my yarn dyeing game and my project bag making skills. Wow. So thank you so much, both to the grocery girls as well as Fiber for the People and Paradise Island. You guys are amazing makers, and I am so thrilled and happy to have these items, luxury items, to make something of, and I can't wait to get started. So yeah, okay, I thought I would do a quick kind of life chatter bit section at the end of this knitcast. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, probably way too long considering I've been away for a while, but I'll try to keep it brief, and we'll wrap this up. So I don't even know where to begin. It's kind of tricky to talk about life stuff when there's part of that life stuff you can't and you don't want to talk about, but I'll try. So I had something happen, and it kind of, I don't know, I guess I fell into a black hole or something for a while here, and I'm trying to get back again. And I have been kind of took a step back, I stepped into my bubble, and I've basically been spending time with myself, I guess, reevaluating a lot of things, reevaluating, you know, life in general, and what I want to do and where I want to go, and all that. And as some of you know, I do have this dream of becoming a digital nomad. I have a dream of buying a bus and building my home on wheels, so that I can be, you know, more mobile. And I would also love to have to bring my business along somehow. I want to have my yarn dyeing business and my designing business, and also I have been in touch with suppliers from England on fabrics as well, and I would like to have kind of a small part or a small fabric selection as well in my web shop and in this bus. I'm not sure how I would go about that, because, you know, it does take a lot of space. We're talking about a mobile store on wheels as well as my house on wheels, but I'm confident I can find a way to make that work someday. The thing is, at the moment, what has happened, oh, I'm sorry about the light, you guys, because I don't know what's happening. I think the sun just decided to come out. The thing is, I don't have the financial ability to buy or build the bus right now. I don't have the financial ability to expand my business. So I am currently in the process of finding additional income as well. And I have applied for a few jobs, and I actually applied for a job at my local yarn store, which I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna get it, because I think I probably have all the wrong competencies, but then again, I've been knitting for 40 years. I do know my yarns and stuff, so, you know, fingers crossed, who knows. I would love to work there for sure, but I still have this dream of living like that, having my home and being able to, you know, I don't necessarily need to travel the world right away. I would just like to get my tiny house on wheel first of all. That's what I want to focus on for the first few years, and have my little business established that way as well. And having a job is, I don't see a problem there, having to go to a job, even though it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life, but I am absolutely prepared to do that for a few years. And I don't know, if I do get a job at my local yarn store, which I love, I might actually stay there for the rest of my life, who knows. But yeah, so one of the things I have been doing as well, now that I've been taking this time off, spending time with myself, reevaluating everything, is to try to get back to writing as well. Because I'm good at knitting, and I'm not half bad at dyeing yarns and all that. But my true gift has always been writing, and I've always been the person that everybody said that, that's what you should do. And I know I'm a good writer. I'm a skilled writer. I've just, for the past few years, and I've got books published as well, but for the past few years I've just kind of been suffering from this huge, enormous writer's block, I guess we could call it. Well, it is a writer's block. And it is because life in general kind of caught up with me, and I got stuck, and I kind of... I've been married twice and divorced twice, and my second divorce and my second marriage really took a toll on me financially, as well as in other ways, but financially I took a beating. And I guess I somehow after that became so focused on getting back on my feet financially that I've been focusing on playing it safe, I think. Trying to make the big income, to get rid of all the debt that marriage and divorce cost me. And I think I think that's where the writer's block kind of just kicked in for some reason. It just... I haven't been able to write properly for so long now. And I have decided that enough is enough. I am going to get back to writing, and I researched it like I always do. I'm a typical researcher. I will research everything, and I kind of looked into what are the different causes of writer's block and how can you get away from it and all that. And I realized that there isn't one particular thing or happening or something that I can just kind of remove for the equation and I will be able to write. What happened is I just stopped, and I haven't been able to get going again. So that is what I'm doing. I am getting back to it. I have started, some days I will write down what I have dreamt that night, and I usually have very vivid dreams, so there are quite a few stories there. I will write down just if a scene of something that I kind of, pops into my head, because I'm constantly inspired. It's always there. And yeah, I'm writing again. I'm focusing on writing again as well. And I do short stories, I write down my dreams, I write down whatever kind of just pops into my head, so that I can get going on that again as well. Which is also part of the whole dream I have of becoming a digital nomad, because I have no intention of ever retiring. I don't see how I will be able to, because there's no way the government will be able to pay any kind of pension to me, which is the system that we have in Scandinavia. And because of my marriage, or both my marriages actually, I have never been able to put any money away so that I could have make my own pension. I should never have gotten married, worked otherwise. It just cost me. It just cost me a lot. So, and I don't want to retire. I don't want to turn 65 and, stop working. I just, to me, that doesn't make sense at all. I want to write books, and I want to continue being a creative person and make designs and all that stuff. But in order to get to that point, I can't wait until I'm 65 before I start writing again. So, there's no time like the present. So I'm trying to pull myself out of this black hole that I fell into by continuing knitting and designing, of course, but also to continue working towards my dream of being able to support myself as a writer, as a designer, and as a yarn dyer, and having a small mobile business. And yeah, I am getting back on the horse. It's a very big horse at the moment, but I'm working on it, and I hope you will continue to follow along on this journey, for better for worse. Currently it's the worst, and I'm going for the better. Yeah, let's just wrap it up. This is probably going to be a very, very long knitcast. I will have a bunch of pictures as well in the end here to show you, and yeah. Also, I am changing up the times I am posting my knitcasts. I am thinking that from now on I will be posting them on Fridays instead of Sundays, to see what that will do, if that's good. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I can very much feel that I've been out of this for a few weeks and haven't been doing this, so I am kind of out of practice. I hope you'll bear with me. But yeah, that's it for today, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.
I've got one thing on my mind. I already hear the bells. Everything about you calling out to me. I got to hold you. Baby, I'm not running around looking for nobody else. I've got one thing on my mind. I already hear the bells. I'm a victim of love calling out to heaven above for you. I mean every little word. I can't get you out of my mind. Oh baby, every curse like a new adventure, pulling me into the center closer. Yeah, baby, I'm not playing.